Hey guys, recently I took some time to install some mods to enhance my gameplay. Now, instead of seeing vanilla gameplay, you will see vanilla gameplay. Because the mods only affect things that happen in camp. Since installing the mods, I saw a good amount of increase to my quality of life. In typical fashion, I decided to take some time to make a video on some of my favorite mods, and mods I think that will help augment your quality of life as well. To preface this, I think that mods should be used very sparingly, or make the game accessible for hardware-limited players. I do not endorse mods that promote cheating or modifies the gameplay in any way. Naturally, I will be providing a link to all the mods I mentioned below, in case you want to try them out. With that out of the way, let's dive right into the meat of the video. The first mod that we'll talk about is probably the most simple one, Tracker's Loader. This mod is the glue that lets modding in Monster Hunter World be as simple as it is. Tracker's Loader makes it so mods can be added or removed by merging the native PC folder or by removing the associated file. Okay, I feel like that was a freebie. Tracker's Loader has become the main mod loading format for most of the mods nowadays, just because of its ease of use and modular functionality. Speaking of ease of use, sometimes Monster Hunter World is a little too heavy for auto setups, and that's why the second mod I would recommend is Performance Booster and Plugin Extender. While the Plugin Extender component is completely optional for those who decide to use plugins, the Performance Booster is what I believe to be a great way for older setups that have limited CPU to run the game smoothly. This plugin will remove checks of sizes of 250 kilobytes that occur up to 32 times per second, where corrupted bits will result in a game crash. This lets the game free up that space to do something more important, like making the game run smoothly, for example. From reading the mod's description, it has been tested for up to 20 hours of consecutive runtime, which is probably more than anyone would need to play the game, right? I think it would be unfair for me to mention the Performance Booster, which drastically improves playability, without mentioning the Tic Rate Fix mod. This mod normalizes the tick rate for attacks that has multiple hits, such as the Savage Axe for Charge Blade, piercing ammo, and related tick rate dependent attacks. For example, if you are playing on a weapon that uses piercing ammo, for example, and you're running the game at 144 FPS, did you know that you are strictly nerfing your damage by 10%, because your game would only be ticking 18 times per second compared to 20 times per second for a 60 FPS setup. This issue is further exacerbated if you are on a potato PC and you are running the game at 30 FPS, where you can be experiencing a damage drop as high as 25%. Thankfully, this mod is here to make sure that you are not being punished for running the game at the wrong FPS, and why players are able to have what appears to be seamless gameplay while outputting insane amounts of damage. The documentation for this issue can be found alongside the link to the mod as well, in case you are a nerd and enjoy reading about these kinds of things. I know for a fact that almost everyone who mods the game would have the previous two mods installed, or three if you count the mod loader. But the next two mods here has made my grind much smoother and faster, while not significantly altering gameplay. I think that these two should come together, considering they are almost made for each other. The first of them is the Seliana Hub Questboard. This adds a quest board right beside the workshop in the hub, and another one at the location where you would return from quests. This will speed up all your grinds by not having to run over to the hub last every single hunt, letting you accept quests as normal without having to leave the comfort of your little launch pad. The second mod that I'm referring to is the Quality of Life Hub Corner with the Bowgunner's Gal Smithy. Forget having to run down to the workshops to get your gear and augments. This mod here brings the workshop to a convenient location beside the Questboard mod, as well as moving canteen seats to the brazier, and also gives you another inventory chest in the same area. With a combination of these three mods, you can do everything you want, such as making adjustments to your build, hosting new hunts, and eating at the canteen, while never having to move more than 10 steps away. Now you will know why you always see MR999s always sitting in a little huddle in the corner of the Seliana Hub. The next mod is for all the multiplayer enjoyers out there. This mod is hands down the best mod for you, and it's called Better Matchmaking. It removes all the Steam region locks that occur when you normally search for online public lobbies, giving you access to lobbies across the globe, at the expense of experiencing overseas internet latency. With this mod, you will see a much larger range of lobbies for almost any hunt that you can think of. If you are an SOS player, the mod will also remove the region locking for SOS hunts, letting you find SOS from all over the globe in case you are a night owl and you're gaming, while you should actually be asleep so you can be up for work the next day. Since I installed the mod, I managed to play alongside some pretty intense overseas players in SOS, and it has definitely made the usual monotonous search for targeted SOS hunts much more lively. With that, this makes 5 mods I would recommend for all players to try out. Aside from removing hardware limitations, these mods generally improve the quality of life that you will be experiencing as you grind through the game, as well as when you reach the endgame. If you have a mod that you would like to give a small shout out to, that is not NSFW, feel free to drop the name into the comments, and I will take a look sometime. If you want to see these mods in action, or want to discuss these mods with me live, I stream on Monday, Thursday, and Saturdays at 8 PM PST. Feel free to ask any questions or raise any concerns there, as there are speedrunners and amazing players that drop by quite often who are more than happy to give their advice. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.